Alright, how's everybody doing today? Alright, zoom all the way back there. Okay, I'm going to, well, I guess, let's start with this. Take that thing off. I'll hang that right there. Okay, let me start with this from the other day. There was a couple of things I wanted to show you. And of course, as always, I forget. Okay, well, first off, I'm not promoting any certain brands of anything. Everybody kind of uses what they want to use or what so-and-so recommends. I've tried a lot of different oils over the years. I prefer Valvoline. It's what I generally use in most everything on my cars, and have for years. Okay, now, tranny fluid, rear end grease, oil, however you want to put it. Looking at these Volkswagens, being you've got a transmission and a rear end all in the same case, you know, and this is something I'd never given it a thought. I was actually watching, and I can't remember the guy's YouTube page. He does a lot of transmission work. I meant to write his page down so you can go check it out. He does all kinds of trannies and rear ends, that kind of thing. Anyhow, he had a nice big layout on lubrication for your rear end and your transmissions. And I did not know until I watched his video about this. I'd never read the bottle. This is what I've always used in the rear ends. I change the fluid in the rear end. That's what I used. Okay? When I got into Volkswagen stuff, I changed the fluids. I used this. Okay? 8090. Okay? 8090. And he pointed out, let's see, it shows superior anti-wear protection, minimum shock loss wear or load wear. Okay? No big deal, right? And you read all this, blah, 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 blah. Everybody's, you know, kind of sales pitch, what they put in it, so forth. And he pointed this, okay, we got differential, GL4, GL5. Okay? Now, non-synchronized manual transmissions. API GL5. Non-synchronized. Well, those transmissions have synchronizers in them. He pointed out that this is not, this particular oil right here, or any brand that states this on the back, do not use it in your older style transmissions. And being these Volkswagens, it's all in one, it's not good. So I got to looking around and I found this. Once again, like I said, I'm not downgrading or promoting anybody's brands, but this is the Lucas, and it is transmission differential lube. The guy had like 4 or 5 recommendations that he's got. You could call Rancho or Benco, any of those transmission builders, and see what they recommend or what they sell with theirs. What is that? LAD or LAP? I can't think of the name of it, but that's a special lubricant I think Rancho uses. Anyhow, that's the first thing. We'll get that out of the way before I forgot again. I'll get them put back on the shelf. Other thing was, I've got a couple of them here. Spec sheet. This is my spec sheets that I made. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. See how I done that. Put so get all the specs on there. I don't know how close I can get without making that blurry. But anyway, it's got all the literature on there. So I can take notes. Kind of a blueprint type deal, but that way I've got them for all mine. Here's what the sheet looks like. The sheet looks like without all my chicken scratch all over it. To get more of an idea, I'll go a little slower so you can see it. That way, I build an engine and put it in a car. I know what's in what in my own stuff. And then building engines for other people, I can give them this spec sheet, and that way they know everything that's in it. No, I'm not blueprinting it. I don't write down every particular thing, like the exact weight of number 1 rod or number 3 rod. Like on here, I put rods. They're VW rods. The 4 rods, they weigh between 593 598 grams. As a matter of fact, I think 3 of them weighed the same, and the other one was a little different. It was a heavier. And then the pistons, I weighed the pistons, and the pistons were all pretty close. So of course I put, you know, the heavier rod with the lighter piston, you know, to kind of equal things out. We're not going for full-blown balance on this. Otherwise, it probably, the whole rolling assembly would have been sent in. But anyways, that's the other thing I do, just kind of for my own. Alright, so we've got that done. So let's go back to this right here, what we were showing when it came in, when I started the picture here. So let's see what we got. Alright, now, like I was saying, the issues I had with the other engines. Well, I guess I better lock this down. Let's go back a little wider here. Crank this down so it's tight. I've got all 4 pistons on here. The little yellow hold downs that I made for doing this. With all the pistons in it. That's how easy that should turn. And that should have been my dead giveaway when I was putting this together in that other block. I guess I was so frustrated. I was just thinking everything, there's nothing I could have done. It would have been wrong. It was just stiff. It's a new motor, blah, blah, blah. No. If it doesn't turn, every step that you do, torque to 6 mains, turn it. It should turn. You know, do all your case nuts. It should turn. Every step you should check it and make sure it turns like this. If it doesn't turn, or you have a hard time getting it to turn or starting it, you got something wrong somewhere. I would check. So in regards to that, what I found, what I did not mention in the previous video, the snout bearing was apparently mispackaged. I don't think I ever finished telling that. Too many things going on. I'm too scatterbrained here lately. But that ended up being the issue with that. That's what I was trying to get across to you. Was that bearing was a point, what did I say, 0.75. So it was in between the 50 and the 100. That bearing should not even have been in that box. So it was a mispackaged bearing, which caused me an awful lot of grief. Alright, so anyway, enough of that. Blah, 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 blah. Get this over here. Alright, so what we're doing right here, we're going to check the deck height. You should do all 4. They recommend doing all 4. I am definitely going to do all 4 on this one. Matter of fact, before I start this, let me show you why. Generally, I just do 1 on each side. No big deal. All right, let me zoom this back out here. Okay, that's all the way out. right. Matter of fact, I'll probably just take it off the stand. Be a lot easier. Put that back around. All right. Now, like I said, I'm about done messing with the bare blocks coming to me. Here's another reason why. See these two cylinders here? See if I can find a pointer. Ink pen ought to work just fine. Alright. Right down in there. That cylinder's seated. That cylinder's seated. This block has already been opened up for 92 pistons. Now look at this side. Look at that gap in there. That's a pretty big gap. So, I have two choices. One, I take the whole thing back apart and I hog out the block so that these will fit, or I take the base of the cylinders and have them turned down so they'll fit in the damn hole. Okay? It's dealing with other people's work. I'm not saying it's good or bad, because this side, these went in, they slipped in, but there is no play. And of course the cylinders now, let me stop right there. I've got a Mall cylinder right here. This Mall cylinder I used as a check.